Hey, Chris Sider here, founder of Ex-Boyfriend Recovery, and today we're going to be talking about what to do if your ex tells you that you have no chance of getting back together. But before we jump into that, first I'd like to offer you an opportunity to take our Ex Recovery Chances quiz. It's a free, simple little 2-minute quiz that I put together that's going to give you an idea of what kind of chance you have of getting your ex back. So take the quiz. You can use the description in the link below this video or simply go to our website, www.exboyfriendrecovery.com, to take the quiz. So your ex told you that you have no chance of getting back together and now you're kind of lost in limbo land. What is limbo land? Oh, well, it just basically means you don't know what to do going forward. Last year, I started conducting personal interviews with people who I worked with that got their exes back. Now, you may be sitting there and wondering, Chris, what does this have to do with this video at all? Well, I promise you it matters, because I couldn't help but notice a really interesting trend about what men specifically would say after they went through a breakup with their ex-girlfriends. But rather than sit here for 10 minutes and explain it to you, I'm just gonna show you a clip of one of my interviews so that you know what I mean.
Yes, and you know, I never thought it would. I really never thought, because he had actually told me we're never getting back together.
Okay, so he prefaced it with probably, you know, I never loved you before, we're never gonna get back together, all that kind of stuff. And
I got the I haven't loved you for 2 months deal.
Now, bear in mind, I conducted this interview about a year ago with someone who had just gotten her ex back, and that ex later proposed to her. So the interesting thing is, he sat there and said, we're never going to get back together. I don't love you anymore. I haven't loved you for 2 months. We don't even have a chance. And then he proposed to her. So what does this tell you about people who are going through breakups? Well, it tells you that they don't always mean what they say. And that leads us to a much more interesting question. Why? Why is it that they say something like we don't have a chance, or I never loved you, and then they come and do something completely opposite of what they said? What causes a man or a woman to do that? Well, I've got a theory, and that theory revolves around timing. I want you to close your eyes and imagine something for me for a moment. You and your ex have just gone through one of the worst breakups of your lives. He was screaming, you were screaming, everything just was really bad. But rather than kind of backing off and letting him cool down a little bit, you decide that now, right after the breakup, right after he was screaming at you, is the time that you should try to win him back. And it doesn't work. Instead, he pushes you away and says, I want nothing to do with you. We never had a chance. I never loved you. You get the picture. So, why do you think that approach didn't work? Well, it's probably because the timing wasn't right. He wasn't at a stage in his life where he was going to be receptive towards taking you back. Let me give you another example. Let's say that instead of immediately trying to win your ex back after the breakup, you decide to take the opposite approach. You decide that you're just gonna move on. You're just gonna get over him. You give him time. He starts to sit back and think, you know what? Things weren't so bad with her. Actually, I kind of miss her. And then that evolves into, oh my God, what have I done? At that point, your ex is probably ready for you to try to win him back. And that is why we recommend the no contact rule so much throughout the ex-boyfriend recovery process. Why? It's not just to make your ex miss you, it's also to help him get into a place where he's going to be ready to take you back. So, before you start freaking out about the fact that your ex told you that you have no chance of getting back together, consider a moment the timing of when he said that phrase. Did he say it on the cusp of a breakup? Did he say it as the breakup was happening? Or did he say it years after the breakup was happening? These things matter. Typically speaking, if your ex is saying it during an emotional moment, you don't have to necessarily take him for his word. But if he's saying it after a lot of time has passed, it has a little bit more merit at that point. Hey guys, thank you so much for getting to the end of the video. I just want to tell you how much I appreciate you and everything that you've done for me. I'm going to continue creating great content for you, but if you haven't already, I need a little bit of a favor. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel. You can do that by looking below this video on YouTube. And if you already haven't taken it, please take our Ex Recovery Chances quiz. It's a free little 2-minute quiz that's going to give you an idea of what kind of chance you have with your ex. Hey, this has been great. I'll see you next time.